Was this a freak off?
Well, what happened was... what had happened was...
Hi! Welcome to our first ever episode of Let's Talk About Life with me, Keidra. Well, it's not our first episode, but welcome to another episode of Let's Talk About Life with me, Keidra. We have here model Janine Green.
Hello.
Also known as my cousin. Full disclaimer.
Big cousin.
Big cousin. Big Buffalo 716 period. But you know, you my cousin and you are a huge reason as to why I'm in New York.
Yes.
Like, I don't know. I probably would not be in New York City if it wasn't for you. So it might seem cliche, like, oh, she's just interviewing her cousin. Like, that's corny. But it's like, not only is this Black history right here live sitting with us, we're in Black History Month, but she has such a rich story that people don't know. And I don't even know all her story. And I've like known her. How long have I known you? Like my whole life?
Pretty much.
When did we meet? It all started in 1989.
I knew you before you knew me.
Right.
Oh my God.
Welcome.
Thank you.
So
I got something to say.
What is it, girl?
Ooh, so, it's very interesting about, Black History Month and women. I am the first African-American model to have a contract with a national company.
Yes. And
so
yes,
that is something that was like big for me.
Of course, for all of us.
Well, I'm running around with everybody that's doing a lot of things, and my moment is my moment.
Yeah.
And their moment is their moment. Mm-hmm. But my moment is that. And
crazy. Yeah. Janine Green, model, Feria, L'Oreal, like huge.
J-Lo, all of us was in the videos.
Movies, like TV shows. Like,
yes.
I grew up really, really, really Christian. So to be able to watch her in Sex and the City, when she, in that episode, still slaps to this day. If y'all remember the episode when, who was about to get married? It was the episode when Carrie got the Post-it.
Post-it.
The Post-it
yes.
from
that's the title of the episode.
Post-it.
I think it's like Post-it doesn't matter, or Post-it,
yes.
whatever. It's called Post-it something.
The episode when Carrie gets broken up with on a Post-it and they all go out for cocktails and they meet a group of bachelorettes and Neen is in the bachelorette party and she's so cute and she was... it's just the fact that I got to watch that when I was young and on HBO, it was a huge scandal. But she was just so good. It's my favorite episode, obviously, to this day.
But a lot of people, that is because it's a transitional. Like, it was like from this part of the episode, of the series, till this. And so it was a big thing.
Yeah.
But a lot of people remember that.
Yes, and it was in the smile you just did was the smile from the show. It was so good.
I did it on purpose.
She just gave us that look. No, and that was at the height of the show when it was lit. And then I just, being in Buffalo, very decent sized city, but obviously small town place, and having my cousin, swinging from New York, and we're going to talk about beauty standards too, but another thing about you.
Oh my God, we got a lot to
talk about. I know. We have a lot to talk about.
Okay.
She just always gave beautiful, natural Black girl. Like, it was never 27 pounds of makeup. It was always giving like model, but natural and like proud Black girl and looking like fine.
That's just what I wanted to give to you. Like you, Vanessa, Ari, all
those
of
my
y'all.
cousins, yeah.
It's the cousins.
Right.
And I used to always try to have like a little something where we could get together and do something that was special for us. That had nothing to do with the boys or the grandfathers or the grandma. Nothing. It was just, I just enjoyed that.
The way we ran through that L'Oreal makeup, like y'all have no idea. Like the
okay.
The way with the wigs and okay. Let me start from the beginning because I have questions because I just jumped right into it. I just dove right in straight first. So, Janine Green.
Not Janine Green.
From Buffalo, New York.
Yes. And you are from Buffalo, New York.
I am also from Buffalo, New York.
That's why we cousins.
Yes. Big Mama House, 68 Ridge Street between Best and Genesee, across street from Brother King Park.
Okay, we don't live there no more, so she can give the information now. It's okay.
One thing I don't know is, how did you even become a model? Like, you lived in Buffalo, like Sweet Home, Buffalo, East Side. How did you become a model?
Well, my dad really wanted me to. My father thought he was going to have 2 children. And he said that his firstborn son was going to be the president of the United States.
I love it.
And that his firstborn daughter was going to be a supermodel.
Shout out to Uncle Jack. Rest in peace. That's crazy.
That's love Dad.
We do.
So it did happen for me.
Mm-hmm.
I won't speak on my brother that much, but I will say that it did happen for me.
Yeah.
He wasn't the first president, the black president of the United States. But I'm not hating. I'm just saying he wasn't. But, you know, my dad really believed in me. He did so many things to try to help me to go down that course. And, man, he was really there for me.
How did you get into, like, I don't know, are modeling agencies in Buffalo, did you just walk up to one? Like, how did you even get started?
No, my dad was, well, you know. Right. And my Auntie Barbara.
Yeah.
So,
Auntie Barbara.
right. I miss her. You know, she always wanted me to be a model. She was a model, and so she helped me. Mm-hmm. And, she was just there for me. Yeah. That's all I could say. And I loved her so much. Mm-hmm. And my photographer was whack. And she was like, he's whack. And, you know, it just went like it went. But, you know.
Were you discovered in the mall? Were you walking through the Galleria and they just pick you up and say, you're the girl?
Right.
Did you just send in your pictures? Did you say, like, how did
that happen?
Yeah.
Well, my father wanted me to be a model. He said, like I said, his firstborn son was going to be the first president. Right. And the girl was going to be model. Right. So he was able to really get me in that place.
Right. Okay.
It was hard. You know, my brother had to. That's a lot. That's a lot. You know what I mean? To become a president.
Yeah. So let's live up to.
Right. For me as a model, I mean, I'm not saying that it wasn't a big deal, but it was hard for me. It wasn't as hard as trying to become president. Right. But I was just in a situation where it just all the balls just kind of fell into place.
Yeah. Were they doing photo shoots in Buffalo and like sending them out to like agents? Like, I know it was a time when you left Buffalo and you moved to New York and just started working.
Yeah. Yeah, I did that. But the thing is, when I was in Buffalo, I had this little weirdo guy. And he was taking pictures, and he wasn't the best at taking pictures. But, you know, when the news saw my pictures and the agencies saw my pictures. Okay, so let me paint the picture for you.
Paint the picture. Set the scene. Set the scene.
So my father, he took off from work that day to take me to this like model call. Okay. That was for like, they're gonna like reach out to models in New York, in Buffalo, and bring them to New York. Mm-hmm. My father was not supposed to be there because he's supposed to be at work. And so they're totally trying to interview him out of all the people because he don't want to be there. Right. But he was there for me. And they was trying to interview. He was like,
he was supposed to be at work.
He was supposed to be at work. And so that's kind of how that ended. But, you know, he was just always there for me. But, you know, there was this photographer. He took a lot of pictures of me, Aunt Barbara. Mm-hmm. I don't know how I'm supposed to say this because we're related. Right, but, you know, Aunt Barbara, she was there for me, and we just took all the pictures and sent them to this agent, to this photographer, and he just liked me, and, you know, things just kind of escalated.
Yeah, I love it. So you're in Buffalo, and you moved to New York when you were young, like in your late teens?
Yeah.
What was that? That's a big culture shock. Obviously, you know, Buffalo, New York, we don't really have much going on. It's not a comparison to New York City. Very slow city.
That's the reason that I was like, yes, I'm out.
See ya. You weren't like, oh my gosh.
No. I wanted to just.
Yeah.
Do you like Buffalo?
I like y'all. I like the
I
memories.
don't live there.
Right. Well, you know what I mean. I like the memories with the family. I like the food. I like the memories with the family. I like the food.
But my thing is like, you know, you do it, been there, did it, done it, like all that. But also, it's like New York has just so much.
Yes,
like,
so much.
You know where I live.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
And I don't even go 8th Avenue. I don't go over there.
Right.
I go over there.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
But my doctor is over there.
Right.
So I had to walk over there.
Right.
And I was like,
it's a whole different world, and it's a block away.
And it's the you know where they sit on that.
Yeah. It's
like, you guys are crazy. Like, what are y'all?
We're talking about downtown. Midtown. If you know Midtown. If you know you're a New Yorker, you avoid Midtown like the plague. But if you walk over a little bit to 9th, it's a whole different world.
That's like Ticketmaster.
Exactly.
That's where you go get your tickets.
Right. But you don't want. But no New Yorker wants to hang out there. Like, you don't come and say, "Hey, let's go to 34th Street." Like, no one's doing that.
Nobody's doing that.
No. That's just yeah. I miss the slowness of Buffalo sometimes, but I wouldn't want to go back and do it for a long time. Like, I miss the slowness of it for like a week, and then I'm kind of over it.
But to me, in New York, if you want slowness, you could stay in your house.
That's true. You could stay in your little neighborhood, and it gives slow. You're not wrong. That's true, and it's not as much snow. Do you remember your first modeling gig?
Yes.
Do you remember what year, circa?
Didn't I tell you?
We talked about this before, y'all. I'm really testing her because she just told me I don't remember years. I don't remember.
Don't ask me in 2001. I don't know.
I don't remember. She just told me this. I'm playing right now. Do you remember your first modeling, like your first paid job?
Mm-hmm. And it was really bad because
it was bad.
No, it was bad.
Was it in Buffalo or was it here? You were already here.
I never worked as a model in Buffalo.
Oh, okay.
I just worked with that photographer, and he put me on to other people, and then I came to New York.
Where is he now? Do you know him?
No.
She's like,
no. I mean, I could look, you know.
Right. We could look good on the Googler, but we don't know where he's at.
What was I saying?
About your first gig.
Oh. So, no, it's bad. And so I'm at this gig and I'm working and it's just not happening.
Mm-hmm.
And they sent me home. They paid me and it was like, bye.
Yeah.
So you feel bad, you know,
of course.
because, it is about the money because it's a job.
Right.
But at the same time, you know you in the middle of Johnny Lane. Yeah, it was horrible.
Oh.
I was sad.
Did you not like the looks? Was the hair, makeup not right?
I didn't care. It didn't matter because as a model, all you do is sell.
Yeah.
And that's what I thought I was selling. Yeah. And they were like, no.
What was it? Was it makeup? Was it clothes?
I don't even remember what it was. Yeah. Because I'll tell you, like, big for me, I sold furs a lot. Different things. There were different things that I definitely was on board for, but I don't know why they just was like, just go home. It was sad.
And you had to have been in your late teens, so that's devastating, like, to not enjoy your first job, especially that young.
It was my first job.
Yeah.
It was sad.
But I love how, like, you kept it pushing. You didn't, like, let it deter you or...
I'll tell you something, Keidra. I've always had people in my corner that have always pushed me to a place. I've never had to go hard to be like, oh, let me find out this and let me do this. Yeah. I've always had people that have always been like, you'd be great for this. Let me do the thing for that.
Yeah.
So I've never really had to push.
Amen.
Until now.
No, it was always just flowing. Like, you just trusted the flow.
Well, and it was always people that would say, oh, you're great for this. Let me put you in for that. Yeah. I never had to say, oh, I need this or it was always people I never had to really.
Yeah. I love that. That speaks to like being around the right people. That speaks to being around people that believe in you, people that are like, not energy suckers, that are like energy givers. Like,
yeah, but what happens when they're not there anymore? I mean, I'm 58 years old.
Yeah.
They're not here going, oh, we got that.
Yeah.
Like, now it's my turn to push and persevere. So it's a different energy.
Yeah, for sure.
But I've always had people helping me. Yeah. And not that I was like, oh, could you please? It was just they were there.
Natural, yeah.
So now that they're not, it's a different energy.
Yeah, it's a different season. But yeah, no, I love that though. Because I think that's something we don't talk about a lot. The transition of different seasons. But it's important.
It's very important. I mean, you have people that you are friends with or complicit with. Whatever it is. Maybe you can help each other. Maybe you can't. I don't know.
Yeah.
But, it's like, oh, we got to keep this network going. And, but sometimes people just want to be isolated and say, oh, I want to just do import-export.
Right.
Rugs. You know what I mean? Or whatever. Because you have connections. Because as a model, you travel the world and you meet people and they say, oh, stay in touch. And they do stay in touch.
Right. There are those people.
Yeah. But did you do that? I had that all day.
Yeah.
I just never thought like
you had
they really wanted me to be in touch. Even though they said, oh, but they probably did.
Right.
But growing up the way I did.
Right, yeah.
My mother's like, ugh.
Right. Oh, yeah.
See?
Yeah.
She know my mother.
Hey, Auntie.
Oh, right.
Hey, Auntie.
Sorry.
Y'all, okay, so Janine will always come home with all the L'Oreal stuff and all the things. We have makeup. We have like parties with me and my girl cousins. Makeup, wigs, all the clothes everywhere. And Neen had these little,
oh my gosh, you ready to say something else?
She had these like plastic boobs, I guess to hide the nipple. I don't know.
Yes.
And we're like, I don't know, me and my cousin were like 11 and 12. I've had boobs since I was born. Like I was just born with boobs. So Janine has these things that were like faceted with these little like
chicken cutlets.
Yeah, they look like chicken cutlets. Yes. And my cousin's like, I want to put them on. So she puts them on. And I'm like, I want to try it because I just want to try it. But I'm literally 11 with like a D cup. So she's like, you don't need it. I need it. We literally ripped this chicken cutlet in half. Kids are just so like not smart. We got Scotch tape. Wrapped the Scotch tape around the chicken cutlet. And
like nothing was
and put
wrong.
It back. Like she wasn't gonna notice. But
no.
But you know what? She never yelled or was mean or she just didn't care. Like she laughed. It was like, y'all so crazy.
Y'all stupid.
Y'all stupid. Her sister, shout out to Jazz. There was this club, right? We 11, 12. It was called Sensations. They will always go. It was on the radio. We will always hear because you listen to the radio back in the day. For y'all that know, it was always Sensations in Buffalo. That was the big club. So
I'm just gonna say,
I gotta wait
that there's nothing big in Buffalo
except for Sensations. So they're getting ready. They're going to Sensations. And me and my cousin, she's a year or two older than me. We just know we're going. Vanessa. We just know we going to the club. So we getting ready. And I'm like, oh my gosh. I'm watching Janine get ready. Her sister get ready. So beautiful in the bathroom doing their makeup, doing their hair, just getting ready, listening to music, just having a ball. So we doing the same thing because we going to the club. We gotta go too.
I can't believe y'all thought y'all was going to the club.
But they never were like, y'all not going. Like y'all never did that to us. They never crushed our dreams. They just had us thinking
we was put this makeup on. What you putting on?
Right. They would be asking, oh, what you wearing? You wearing that, girl? So I was looking in the closet. I'm like, I don't have anything to wear. Because you're 11.
Yeah, because you're 11.
Because you're 11. Vanessa, my cousin, she found something to wear. So she's like, oh, I'm going.
She's always going.
She's always going.
She probably was there.
So they get in the car. And I'm like, oh, well, y'all have fun. Vanessa comes back upstairs. Do. I said, I thought she was going. She's like, oh, girl, they didn't have enough room in the car. I was like, oh,
right.
Right.
We're the same age.
But just to say, like,
these little raggedy someone's
they just were just so fun. Never made us feel. They just let us feel included. Like it was just so fun. Like growing up with her. Like it was a vibe.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Because I didn't have that either.
You didn't, right?
Who was older than me?
Exactly. You didn't.
My brother?
Yeah, he wasn't doing the fun makeup stuff. No, wasn't fun.
He was like, get over here and sit down. And I'll be back.
Right.
Yeah.
She entertained in our talent shows. Like it's no, it was a vibe. So do you have you've traveled, you've done shoots in so many places. Italy, all across Europe, like you've been so many places. Do you have a favorite shoot?
No.
You don't have a favorite or a most memorable?
This is what I'll say about that. Right now, if somebody said, oh, I want to travel and do this and travel and do that, truly, I can't afford to go and do all that. Mm-hmm. I appreciate the fact that my career took me to all these places and I was able to experience these places. Like my girlfriend, Tina, she wants to travel. She can't afford to travel. She talks about different places she wants to go. And I'm like, oh, I've been there, I've been there, I've been there, I've been there, I've been everywhere.
Right.
But I was afforded the opportunity because of my job.
Through working, yeah. Yeah.
And I've experienced a lot.
So many places, and we're doing like runways, we're doing like big shows, we're doing campaigns and setting the scene. Like
it's not even necessarily that. Like I'll be working for Essence Magazine, and we would be in St. Lucia because they just wanted to be.
That was when magazines had budgets. As a magazine editor.
Now, I'm sorry, this is not about you.
We don't have no budget.
Let's talk.
We don't have no budget. No. They had the budgets.
No, seriously. Like, I traveled so much. Such a blessing.
Yeah.
Such a blessing.
And it's just setting the scene for y'all. This was like 90s. This is peak supermodel season. This is when the girls are making a lot of money. Like a lot of money. Like this is when like the Tyra Banks, the Naomi, this is when like the girls are girling in this moment.
Let's just get it together because Tyra wasn't part of that. Let's just get it together.
Where was Tyra?
Look, she's scratching over here. But I'm just saying, when I was doing it, it was the Naomi Campbell.
It was the Naomi's.
It was the Linda Evangelistas. It was who was the girl that was married to the guy? They went to court together.
They went to court. Why
They went to court. Johnny Depp.
I know you're talking about.
Yeah, and Amber Heard.
Amber.
Yeah, she was a model.
Yeah.
Like I'm just saying, this is. I'm talking about that time.
This is that time
because this time is different.
Right. Absolutely.
My thing is that time.
Right.
When we was doing that.
And you were the first black model for L'Oreal.
Okay, so let's just get that correct.
Correct me.
Because I'm here for the shits and giggles.
She's looking at my friend Asha. I should get in the camera and say, hey.
She's like, no, I'm gonna just sit over here and just like
not the arm. Yeah, so correct me.
Okay. I am the first black model. Mm-hmm. I won't call myself a supermodel, even though I was.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
But yes, I was the first black model to ever have a contract with any national campaign. So I didn't, like, they didn't call me and say, oh, you want to work this day, we'll pay you $1,500. We'll pay you, no, I had a contract for a year. And they paid me over hundreds of thousands of dollars in order to work for 15 days a year.
Crazy.
So, you know, you may have been a model that say, oh, you're going to be in this campaign and you're going to do nail polish.
Right.
Or you were in this campaign and doing that. Or you're going to, not campaign, like you're just going to be in this ad. We're going to pay you $1,500 to do this ad.
Right.
We're going to pay you $1,500 to do this ad.
Right.
I had a contract for over a year, every year for 10 years. Mm-hmm. And I had to work for them for like 15 days.
That's crazy.
So I was the first black, I know my homegirl, she likes to do this, whatever. But I was the first black to ever have a national campaign with a national agency.
That's insane. And I remember the billboards. I remember like the placements or the treatments or however you call them when you go into like the CVS and the drugstores, because my grandmother, our grandmother, she would go to the CVS and be like, that's my granddaughter in this, don't throw this display away. Keep it. And I'm going to come get it. Don't throw it out. And our entire home was filled with displays. We had L'Oreal Feria hair boxes and like you know how the old people always have the China cabinets. And the China against the wall.
I can't stand you right now. But I'm going to let you live.
Magazines everywhere. Like it was just like a time. And then we're going to get to Beyonce in a second. But we're going
to talk about Beyonce.
I mean, I have the photos.
Yes.
Okay, so we're gonna get to Beyonce. Work with her. We're gonna get to Beyonce in a second because you know. Oh, so.
Mm-hmm. I'll run in some more.
Okay, so you know what I want to know?
Sure.
Who are your beauty influences? Because like I said, you always gave timeless beauty. You always gave natural. And what's also cool about her too is she was always doing the natural hair. And we're going to pull up some photos at the end. Like she was the first black woman that I ever experienced that was really rocking her natural hair texture. Again, we're in the 90s. Everyone's getting a relaxer. I was getting a relaxer every 4 weeks. Neen never was doing that. Beautiful, full, kinky, coily hair and was always serving. And clearly these huge campaigns with her natural hair in the 90s, like they weren't doing that. So who were your beauty influencers? Because no one that we grew up with like had that style. So what did I know?
Well, okay. So for me, when I signed with a modeling agency and they sent me to Paris, to France, nobody could do my hair. Nobody could perm my hair.
Right.
Straighten my hair.
You used to have perms?
What?
I don't remember perm, Nina. I always remember natural.
So when I went to France, I couldn't find anybody to do my hair. Oh. So that's why I cut my hair off.
And you did short hair.
Because nobody could do my hair.
There's a documentary right now. I don't know if you saw on Netflix, Supreme Models.
Oh.
And the girls are talking about, the black girls are talking about they couldn't get their shades. They're even up until now, girls are struggling with their shades. Like,
and this is when, for me, it was like, oh my God, Jason was my oldest son.
Yeah.
He was like 5.
Yeah. So how were you getting, were there shades for you? Like what was?
No, the thing is that specifically when I was, okay. I could talk about Italy and France, but I'll talk about France first.
Okay.
But when I was in France, I could see all the girls or the families, people were from other countries that the French looked down on and they lived over there.
Right.
So I couldn't get my hair done because my husband was letting me go over there. Mm-hmm. You know, he's like, oh, if you want to get it done. You remember his daughter.
Your first husband.
Philippe.
The first one, because you know.
Oh, that one. Look,
yeah.
Let's not start.
We love a husband.
We're not husband shaming.
No.
And no, I'm not talking to you. We're not husband shaming. And yes.
I love a good old because my first husband and my second husband.
One with the mustache.
I love a good.
That's what you have to use. No, the one with the mustache. Who is that? Whoever your content, whoever's watching us, this is what we do.
Yeah, this is the whole.
This is very real. So. It's making me uncomfortable.
Well, we're going to talk about baby daddy, too, so.
Which one?
You only have one.
Do I?
Yes.
No, I don't.
Oh, she does have to. How I'm correcting her about her baby daddy. Like, she don't.
Right. Thank you. Oh, my God. This
not
is
be
what I'm
correcting
saying.
her.
Like, you corrected my cuckoo?
I forgot about it.
Which one? You talking about Alamo?
I forgot about the first one. Ooh. Oh, please don't let this be on Facebook because he's going to eat me up, child, from the depths of, where is he at? Tabania?
No, he's in Colombia or he's somewhere.
I pray he never sees this. I don't want any of that smoke.
Exactly. So
child,
is there something you want to add? Because I'm turning the tables on her. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, ma'am.
What was my question?
Yeah. What?
So were they able to find your shade of makeup? Did you ever have that? Were they ever
when I was in Europe?
Or even here, did you ever have folks who didn't know what to do with your hair or your skin or your makeup foundation?
Yeah. And in Europe and in the US.
Yeah.
It was, so weird. It's a weirdo.
Yeah.
Certain hairstylists want to believe that they know how to do hair,
right?
And then they really don't,
right?
I want to tell you a little story.
Tell me a story, girl. We got time.
I was working for this company. It's going to come to me, but it was so sad for me as a Black woman because the person that was in charge of everything was a Black woman. And they had a fireplace behind us. And all the pictures in the fireplace was of white people.
Okay.
So I asked her, I said, why is everybody white?
Right.
Because I'm Black. And I'm standing in front of the fireplace.
Right.
And she goes, well, when we take the picture, it's so far back, it's blown out. The pictures of the white people on the fireplace. She said, it's so blown out that nobody will ever notice. I said, then why didn't you just put Black people?
Right.
You Black.
Right.
You know I'm Black.
Right. Right.
That's it.
It wasn't clicking for her.
That's it.
It wasn't clicking.
It did, but
yeah.
She didn't say anything. It was just crickets.
Yeah.
But it's just like the reality is, if you want to have white people standing in front of that fireplace, why can't you have Black people in the picture frames?
That part.
If it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
And you're Black.
Yeah.
And you want me to be Black and stand in front of these white people?
Right.
I'm sorry. Let me just cut.
No, that's what we said. And I think and it's just so funny because as you speak, it's so interesting because it just speaks to your real influence in my life. Because everyone that knows talks to me for 5.5 seconds knows that I'm pro Black. And it's it wasn't a weird thing with us, because sometimes people think when you're pro-Black it's a weird, you're being angry, but it was just such a revolutionary, beautiful thing, inclusive type of mindset. And you always just gave that just naturally. It was you go to her house, it's Black art, it's music,
it's Black,
it's Black music, it's the Blackest food, it's the old fashioned grits. Don't give her no quick grits now. It's the what's the cast iron skillet? It's just all of it. It's the African print, just
the cornbread,
yes,
the skillet.
It was just always a thing. So yeah.
But I just felt
and I just love and appreciate that.
She's Black. You're in control of everything that's happening, and you got white people on my fireplace and gonna tell me it doesn't matter?
Right.
Then tell the white people it don't matter because it's Black people.
That part.
Ooh.
All skin folk ain't kinfolk. That part.
I gotta calm down. I gotta. I'm just telling you, that was so devastating for me.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna tell you what I used to do. I'm gonna tell you what I used to do to these little white folks. Because, I used to wear my afro, my short hair. Sometimes I would wear a wig on set. But sometimes, I would just show up on set and wouldn't wear my wig.
Right.
And this is what they'd be like.
She don't got her wig on. What are we gonna do? It's natural. How are we gonna say what we're gonna say? What are we gonna do? Oh my gosh.
Yes.
It's kinky. That part.
Yeah.
How did that make you feel, like being young and impressionable?
But the thing is that they used to say to me, we sell to people in Africa and all these different countries, and they don't understand your short afro hair. Are you
crazy? Yeah.
Are you effing kidding me? Yeah. You're going to tell me that people in Africa don't understand my short afro hair and I have to wear a wig?
Right.
They have to wear a wig because you telling them to wear a wig. I sell furs, all that stuff, all day, every day, all day, every day.
Yep.
And now you're going to tell these people what?
Right.
So I would show up on set with no wig on.
Giving them a frenzy.
A whole...
Yeah.
And they'd be like,
and you're like, figure it out.
Somebody tell me something because I'm standing here like this.
Right.
And then the black lady would be like, I'm like, are you in charge of this? Or is the white guy? Let him come and tell me.
Tell you, exactly. Make it uncomfortable for him like you make it uncomfortable for me.
And he'd be like, I'm like, but you didn't ask me to bring my wig when you hired me.
Right.
You saw my little natural and you liked it. And so I'm here for that. Even though I had my wig, but I wasn't going to kowtow to you.
It's like, give him hell. Right. My wig in the bag, but I'm going to give him hell while we're here.
To do the most, girl.
Listen, did you ever lose any consequence, or was there...
No, because that's like, what? Consequences? Yeah. You on eggshells. Yeah. How you gonna talk to me and tell me what I can and can't do with my... Right. Bitch, bye.
Exactly. Oh, I love it.
So...
Fierce.
No.
Fierce.
You couldn't do that. They just
fierce.
Be like, ooh, maybe you want...
Right.
And I'd be like, no.
No. Did you ever, you've always been like naturally thin. Did you ever feel a pressure to be
you
like...
really say that?
No, you have been, but it's just like, it's a thing, especially in like the 90s. Like, did you ever feel a pressure to be like thin? Or you've always been thin? Was that a thing for you? Like, did you go through that?
I didn't go through that.
Right, yeah, because you were always thin.
Yeah, I was always thin.
And I feel
like right now, I'm like... I would like to lose some weight, and I don't like to speak about that because a lot of people look at me and go, why?
Yeah, like me. Right. I don't care about your 150 pounds. Like, who?
And it's not even, I'm 137. See, exactly.
Interview over. Like, done. Thanks.
But I have,
Meanwhile.
That's why I know with certain things I can't say. I try to just be quiet about things.
I appreciate that.
I tried.
You did. I brought it
up. Me up. But, we all have a weight that we would like to be at.
Yeah.
I don't think that I'm overweight at all. I don't have, like, body dysmorphia. But I just feel like I would like to tighten up some things. Yeah. But I ain't willing to do the work.
I was about to say, are you going to use that big old nice gym in your building?
What? Okay, you know what? Holla back. Holla back. I'm not going to say.
You're not going to use that big, because it's big and it's real nice. I just had to ask while we was here.
Right, and I know you have one too.
So, yes, model, working, but I think we have to tell folks that you are a mother first, a 3. And you had your first baby young, and I think there's such a stigma, obviously, we know around women that have their kids young, because how old were you at your first baby?
17.
And I feel like there's a stigma saying your life is over, like you'll never be able to do anything, but we know that's not true, and you obviously persevered over that. So can you talk about that, pursuing your dreams while being a mom?
Yeah. Well, what I would say is that I had a great support system.
Purred.
My mother, even though she was a whole, but no, she was definitely like not trying to have me have my son at the house, and she wanted me to get rid of him. Not have an abortion, but she wanted me to like foster care or do something outside of my house. But I did have a really good support system. Yeah. My big mama, your grandma, and my other grandmother on my other side, they was just like, oh my God, no, we're gonna send you to California. You know, your auntie, she couldn't have kids, so you know, you just gonna give her your kid. Mm-hmm. That's what they.
Because I like that's what people do. That's what,
and you know, so she could have a baby. And then Big Mama was like, you gonna live with me and we gonna raise this baby. Like, I had like opposition, you know, but everybody was giving me love. I know my mom was mad, but yeah, it was heartbreaking, very heartbreaking. And then at the end of the day, she was the one who took care of him.
Right.
So what are you saying?
Exactly.
So that was interesting.
And even you came to New York and you're working, so now, and then had two more, like later in your 20s. And
my kids.
Yeah, your boys.
Oh, right, yeah, sure. And I'm like, who's she talking about?
Right, she's like, who?
And I did what?
And you had one in your late 20s and the next one in your early 30s?
You talking about Elijah and Mustafa?
Yeah. Moose came in like the 20s, and then was E in your 30s?
Yes.
I think that's a beautiful story too, like to have teenager 20s and then early 30s. I think that's cool.
Well, it was interesting because their older brother, my oldest son, Jason, he was so much older. He was like father figure.
Right.
You know, I mean, he thought he was anyway. Right. But you know, they were much younger, and he was able to, you know, really take care of them. Yeah. And do some really special things that they will never forget.
Yeah. We love Jay. Can we also talk about you buying a house?
Sure.
So you bought a house in Harlem, which is another reason why, I'm telling y'all, she really influenced my whole life. Another reason why we love Harlem. And I live there, and I won't leave, and everyone done left me, and I'm staying.
When you was on 118, though, was that Harlem?
118th is Harlem.
It's below 125th.
It is.
I don't know.
Well, girl, I live in Harlem now.
Now you do, but I don't know when you was over there. You was.
It was a little, because they were jogging. They were jogging.
Were
they
white?
Yeah.
Okay. We're talking about white joggers.
Right. That's how you know. When I lived on 118th, it was.
Editing?
118th was given like Harlem. I had like the brick. I had the brick oven kitchen. There's no like it was. I have the French bistro.
This is outside your house. I'm talking about in your build. Like.
Oh yeah, they were in there too.
No, not the French bistro and all that stuff.
But the white people were in there trying to gentrify it. Trying to talk about something. Oh, turn your music down. It's like.
Well, how long were you there?
Too long. 12 years.
And when did they start trying to get at you?
Maybe about 4 years ago. And they were like, turn the music is loud. I'm like, girl, it's hot in that main apartment. You don't got no AC. It's Saturday morning. You know we play. You know you got to hear bachata. You know you got to hear R&B. It's Saturday morning. People was cleaning their house. They open the doors.
That's what we doing.
Come, girl, Becky, if you don't go play some Taylor Swift and go sit down and enjoy the neighborhood and the sounds and have a day. So, okay, so it was a moment in Harlem. Everyone talks about it. Big, beautiful brownstones. You had a big, beautiful brownstone in a historic neighborhood when you had all your kids. Convent Avenue, Hamilton Heights area, very historic, very wealthy, very rich, affluent. Did you get it for $1? Because you know it was that whole dollar that wasn't okay. Because I tell everybody that you got it for $1 during that period because all the house.
Cap.
Cap. I was like, yeah, my cousin. I said, my cousin got one of them when it was $1. No.
The house was on sale for $70,000. I don't remember, like $70,000.
Wow.
And that was when I first got my L'Oreal contract.
Yeah.
And I was making a lot of money.
We love a savvy businesswoman.
And so I bought the house with the money. That's how I got down.
What made you choose Harlem?
I'm not sure. But, I lived a lot of places in New York.
Yeah, that's why I asked.
Chelsea, all, like, a lot of different places. But when I moved with, I was told I'm not supposed to speak about Alamo on this because
I'm gonna get him
because it's about me and not him.
I'm gonna get him next, child. I'm calling him next.
So I'm not gonna speak about him.
I'm trying to call him up here next. We're going to talk about her famous baby daddy, y'all, in a second.
Oh, he's famous? Oh, yeah. Lord to the Jesus.
And that 90s neo soul love.
Anyway, Al was a definite influence in my kid's life.
And getting the house in Harlem.
No. I bought the house by myself.
Right.
And then Al came in. Let's get that correct.
Speaking about that, I actually want to play a game.
Oh, Lord to the Jesus.
The game is called...
I'm listening.
What was you doing? Where were you at?
What was you doing? Where? Okay.
Either or.
All right.
So I'm going to show you a picture, and the audience is going to see the picture. And you're going to tell me, you're going to set the scene for me and tell me what was going on in this picture.
Oh, Lord to the Jesus. Okay.
What's going on here?
Oh, okay. Money.
Oh. Period. We love a little coins.
Yeah. I mean, that was probably like my 4th year in the game with L'Oreal.
Mm-hmm.
But,
Fabulous. We love the fro.
Yeah.
Giving looks.
It was great.
Remember this one?
Oh, yeah. Look, this
money.
This is just, this was actually, we shot this on vacation, and Al, baby dad, he was with me because I was able to, look, if L'Oreal flew me out for a shoot and I had a suite, I would fly him out.
Yeah.
So we had a really good time. We spent a lot of time together during my L'Oreal.
During the time.
Yeah, absolutely. We really did. We had a lot of good times.
A lot of good times.
We did.
And it resulted in 2 beautiful children.
Yes.
Because I have more pictures.
I'm sure you do. No, but we used to go everywhere together. We'd be like with a lot of people. I don't want to name names, but we...
Set the scene. Set the scene.
I don't even know what that is. Well, it's I believe it's L'Oreal.
Mm-hmm.
But we was just loving each other up.
Baby daddy is DJ Alamo from Brand Nubian.
And I did the hair.
You did the beehive?
Yes, I used to do that for him all the time, and he used to love it.
I love it.
And I'll tell you a funny story about this little raggedy ass. Even though he, I still love him. I respect him, respect all that. But one time we were out and we were at, I don't know, some auction. They was auctioning off. It was like October. And L'Oreal always does breast cancer awareness. And so, obviously, we were there because I work for them and everything. And he was, like, in the limo. And I got all the heads of L'Oreal with me. They come to pick me up in the limo. He's trying to roll weed. And I'm like...
As rappers do.
I'm like, would you... He was like, maybe they want to smoke.
Right. They want to hit it.
Right. But it was so embarrassing for me.
Right, of course.
But they hit it.
I love it.
I'm weak.
I love it. Okay.
Yes.
Set the scene.
Oh, Lord.
Was this a freak off?
Well, what happened was...
This is a photo.
Okay. Michelle is just not in that photo. Miss Michelle Trotter, who's married to the guy from The Roots.
This is the beautiful Cynthia Bailey from Housewives.
Yes.
Shout out to Cynthia.
And we went to Jamaica or one of Mexico, I don't know. And it was like a jam session or whatever. Fuck. Ugh. Let me tell you something on the sidebar, because he in jail now.
He in jail now. he is in jail now. Let me tell
it what I'm going to say it. Like, so what happened was... No, I love that picture.
Yeah, y'all look good in this picture.
Thank you. But this seriously was like, I don't know, like the kids were very young. Mm-hmm. It was no kids.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
It might have been Moose,
okay.
Jason, whatever. But anyway, we went down to Jamaica because it was like a jazz fest.
Yeah.
And my girlfriend Michelle used to work for him.
Oh.
So let me tell you what this little mofo did.
Ooh.
Let me get over here and talk to you, because what happened was, so we go to the club. First of all, we at the hotel, and it's limos on limos on limos. We in, what's the C word? Not Mexico.
Cancun?
Yes.
Okay.
We was in Cancun, and it was a jazz fest, and he, we was all down there, and the people that worked for him were down there, and it was all that. And my girlfriend Michelle, she was part of the people. So we was down there, and everything was going down, and we get to this. So all the limos are out and everything, and we go into the place, and everybody's all happy, and we get inside, and everybody's ordering drinks, and this little is like, what y'all want? And everybody's ordering drinks. I order my drinks on the side. I was like, oh, miss, I'm going to order my drinks. And he was like, I see there's bills up here. And y'all, if I didn't say y'all could order. I said, first of all, sir.
Right.
I'm going to pay for my own shit.
Right.
You can't tell me, because I'm over here with you, that I can't pay for my own drinks.
Right. Right.
He ain't. That's why we never.
Yeah. He didn't like that.
Even Russell.
Yeah,
but that was another situation.
Don't
make me say some shit on the low. So because I got things to say.
Can I just say one of my first times moving to New York, coming to a party with Neen.
We went to
with Russell Simmons.
See, I don't even know. Like, cut it off. Cut the mic. Cut it off.
At the Tao Club. Remember the Tao? Or was it Taj? It was Taj. Before it, it was Taj. And that was my first time meeting him.
But what was that like for you?
He was nice. Like, he was cordial. I didn't think, it was like, how you doing? Y'all were friendly. Y'all were kikiing, but.
Me and Russ?
Yeah, y'all were kikiing.
Right. But then, like 10 minutes later, we get around Puff or somebody, and then he'd be like, yeah. So, look, let me tell you something. One time, we was all together. It was like Russ, Puff, like all of them in words. And so, we out. Table big as this. Food all over the place. And the bill came, let's say it's like $12,000. I don't know what it was.
Yeah.
And so, they was like, oh, who gonna pay for the tip? I paid for the tip.
Yeah.
I just put it down. They was like, oh, so what? You did? I was like, look, nigga, I don't need you to pay for shit for me.
Right.
But they wanted me to need them to do something. But I was like, no, I'm going to show you ain't doing me like that. I don't get no fucks.
Right. Because that's what they want. And that's when they know who they can get. When they, period.
And then they never liked me after that. That's what I'm trying to tell you.
Yeah.
Is that after that, they be like, ugh. They was always so mean.
They knew they couldn't mess with you. Yeah. Yeah. I love, that's that Buffalo. That's that 716. That's that Buffalo.
Yes.
Last but not least.
Okay.
Least. What you was doing? Oh. Where you was at? What you was doing?
Oh, that was so good.
That was good.
Yeah. Yeah, that was good.
How was Miss Giselle Knowles Carter?
See, what happened was...
And Miss Kerry Washington.
Yeah, but when you have a L'Oreal event and they bring all the spokespeople...
And Beyonce came after you.
She did, but what happened was that what they did was they had like 4 people that they had in this section they took the picture of, and then 4, and then they merged the pictures together.
Oh, okay. Did y'all meet? Did y'all talk at this event?
I work with her.
Yeah.
Like, it wasn't like a thing. It was just like, you know, no, it was good. She was nice. You know, she was a little weird, but, you know, no, we all were together.
Yeah. No, I love that. So, you know, the modeling has changed a lot since, you know, you've been doing this. What do you think about where it's at today with Instagram, with the TikTok, like what the girls are doing?
Where's my phone?
What
I got information.
What do you think about the girls today? Like,
what do you think about it?
I think that I don't understand where the direction is. Like, I don't understand. I can get like some artsy photos, but when it's very like sexually forward, I never am sure of the, even though obviously as a model, you might take some sexually forward photos, but I feel like that's when you're already like, you know, in the juice. But I'm always interested in like just coming out the gate, what it's like, you know, bomb, boom. Like, what do you think about that? And the Insta models and the Fashion Nova models and.
Well, you know, that's part of the game is that you're, you know, a Fashion Nova model or whatever that is, you know, those labels.
Right. Yeah.
For me, I think I find it very interesting. I have a lot of things to say about it, and I hope I can get through this before y'all just cut my mic off. Right.
So the new models today is very interesting.
Let me get my where's my bag?
Behind you.
Yeah, here we go. Because I have information.
The new models today is very interesting, especially when I think about Fashion Nova, because I know that they're
Fashion Nova.
But I know
that's a model.
So I know
why you model and Fashion Nova. I don't even know how that goes in the same sentence.
So I know that those young ladies probably do make a lot of money, but I also have to say what's next. You know what I mean? As opposed to when you're like doing large, like what's next? Because what's that noise? Oh, was that? Oh, is that
people?
The firemen. Look,
girl, I ain't looking.
It's the firemen.
It's me and you, and I know you, girl.
Look right there.
Yes. Are they fine?
Oh, they are so cute. We need to go out there.
She